Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. It's 11:15 p.m. UK time, and it's heading towards the witching hour. We are going to delve deep tonight. We are going to look into the looking glass. We are going to answer your questions and see what happens. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? And I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you all are around the world. This is your Psychic LJ reporting from the Newcastle upon Tyne, UK. And it's underground. How are you all doing? Hiya, Bam. Hiya, Border Collie and Franco, Lorianne. Are we live on YouTube yet? You working overtime, Stooge? Let's see if we're on. Hello there, Orgy. Orgy? Am I pronouncing that right? In the USA. Daz, James. Whew, it is warm. Give us 2 minutes. I want to see if I'm... Yes, I'm live. How are you all doing? Good morning in Brisbane. It's awful about Sinead O Conner, isn't it? Dreadful. God bless her. Good evening, Daddy. We've got new subscribers coming in, and welcome to all new subscribers on Twitch. Don't forget, Sunday night we'll be doing a big deep dive. We'll be going very woo-woo on Sunday night on Twitch, but I do cut them off sometimes and share them on YouTube for everybody who can't get on. Good evening, Maura. In Ohio, is it hot over there? It's hot here. It's been cold and it's clammy. I don't even know what the temperature is over in the UK, but it's very clammy. Not too hot, but... You're hanging in there in Pittsburgh? Oh dear. Good evening, Marina. Still trying to load YouTube. Give us a 5-5 if you can hear us all on YouTube and Twitch. Do I sound okay? It's hot in Michigan. Won't let you on Twitch. I seem to have quite a lot of Twitchers on tonight. That's strange. Can you look into Mitch McConnell? What's happened with him? God, it's warm, isn't it? Twitch is working. It should be. So, we'll wait for a few more to come on, and then what we're going to do is we're going to ring the bell. And I've been doing Reiki. Apologies for being a little late this evening. I've been really busy. I'm going to ring the bell, and then what I do is invoke the 4 archangels in: Uriel, Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael. Good evening, Debbie. And then you can write the names in the comment section, either in the live chat, or you can write it in the comment section afterwards, and you will receive healing. It's for anybody, yourself, or anybody, any persons, any animals, anything, literally anything that you're worried about, and you will receive healing tonight. It's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. It's very close, isn't it, Michelle? It's always raining in the UK. Oh, thank you, Joyce. But I'm having a bit work done on the gardens at the minute, and they were supposed to come. You know how I had to cancel Tuesday? Well, they came on the Wednesday morning, my workmen, and they didn't have the right material, so I never got any work done. So they're coming back in the morning. But I wasn't going to let you down tonight. I'll be on for about 2 hours, not 3 hours tonight. And I'll be doing a really long one. But but I thought it was important to come on to see how you're all doing. I know I promised a few of you in the audience last night that I would, if you wanted personal, so I'll get the cards out for you and help you all. But I thought we would look into the world predictions as well. Even though I just put one out last night, it's changing all the time, and there's so much craziness happening. I haven't had time to do a looking glass. I'm really sorry about that. So I thought I would just go for it tonight. Just as if you were sitting in my kitchen and I would be filming the looking glass, I thought we'll just do it raw tonight. Good evening, all starseeds. Hiya, Judith. Good evening, Bjorn. So we've got YouTube, we're live at, and Twitch. So let's start. Let's get a coffee. So I've got to tell you this, guys. I've picked my cat, my kitten, and she's very young. And it's through a private seller, a very good friend, a school friend's daughter. So I know them very well. And she's just a little tabby, and she'll be on my show into the near future. I'm not getting her till the end of September, because she's going to be staying with her mama until she's 12 weeks old, and then I'll be getting her. I'll show you a picture of her. So this is the cat I'm definitely getting. I'll get the picture up and I'll show you. Where's she gone? So she's just a little baby. There she is. There she is. So watch for her coming onto the show soon. So I was going to go for a black and white one, but obviously I fell in love with her. She's a little tiger. She's a little tiger. So, hey ho. She's adorable, isn't she? So, she's definitely mine. And I did try to rescue a cat, but they came back to us and said the cat that I had picked, the few ones that I had picked had been taken. I can't believe you're saying that, Bumblebee. I wasn't going to put the name out, and she's put out Tiger Lily. I was thinking of Tiger Lily. My granddaughter is called Tyler Lily, so she'll probably think that's really cool. And I thought of calling her little Tiger Lily, little Lily. I thought of calling her that. But I'm playing around with a few names, but it may be that. That's so strange you've said that. She's adorable, isn't she? Sweetie pie. Okie dokie, let's start. And thank you to all moderators. Big thumbs up to all moderators for helping us out on both channels. So I'm really excited. I've had dogs for the last 20 years. In fact, more than 20 years. Because I had another dog before I had Sissy and Oliver. But I grew up with cats, so I'm really excited about this little kitty coming in. Apparently that's what they like to do in the UK, Patricia. They like to keep them with their mothers until at least 12 weeks. So I'm not really fussed as long as I know that, because I know that she's well loved. Okay, so let's start. I know, I'm so excited about getting her. Okay. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. Excuse me. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, A to I, in Ra, to come in to give us true answers tonight, to help us in this protection, form this circle of light, to heal everybody and everybody's loved ones and pets. Welcome in. Let us begin. Amen. So be it. There we go. Whew, guys. Right, where do I start? Sinead O Conner. It's like the end of a big era. There's no words. And yes, people are leaving every day off this earth plane. But it hit home with us last night. I was watching it. I was watching our songs and that. And what got to us was about mental health. Sinead O Conner struggled with that. She was a big advocate for mental health, for speaking the truth. She put it in the lyrics of her songs. She was talking about all of this, what's happening now. She was singing this within songs in the 80s, in the 90s. And as you know, she came number one with a great big hit. Yeah. And Nothing Compares to You. And was she a Sagittarius, was she? And she had, was it 4 children or 3 children? 4 children, I believe. And just last year, I believe, that she sadly lost her son. Shane, I believe. Was it Sean or Shane? And he was only 17, and it was due to mental health. He, God bless him, he committed suicide. And I was watching the documentary, and it really hit home with us. And she was talking about how a boy had been taken into hospital, and he was under the Mental Health Act over in Ireland. And they said that he was fine, and there was nothing wrong with him. And of course, later on, he took his own life. And that destroyed her like it would any mother. I believe Prince Rhonda wrote Nothing Compares to You, but I do believe she wrote some of her songs, yes. And it got us angry. And this is what I want to talk about tonight. It got us angry about the mental health system. And it's not just to do within the UK and Ireland and, the Isles. It's across the world. Money talks. And I've never hidden the fact that I've had problems with my youngest son. And he's been taken off the team as well. And they said there's nothing wrong with him. And he's still struggling. And I believe there's a lot of youngsters out there who are struggling. It's all over the world, isn't it? Chrissy. Blondie. Yeah, I need glasses. It's all over the world. A little while ago, I had opened a Facebook group called Anchorline. But I've got a fantastic idea, and I'm going to share this with you tonight. I have shared it with Twitch followers before. Because there's no help and there's loads of pressure on the NHS, I had this idea to call it Angel Line. So it meant that if anybody had a meltdown, say in the middle of the night, or they needed any help, they would ring Angel Line. They wouldn't ring the NHS with these CAMs and the CAT team and all of that. You wouldn't ring them. You would ring Angel Line, and they would have their own ambulances, and they would have, and I've had this idea that they could have day centres, and then they could have therapists in through the day with alternative therapy to help these people and youngsters, not just, all ages. but also they could have doctors and nurses there as well, but not so much pushing the pharmaceutical, more giving them the help and getting them back into society, because there's no help out there, guys. And as you know, that, you know, if anybody has been in the situation that I've been in, if you're struggling with somebody with addiction, you can't get the help on the NHS unless you stop what you're doing. Now, I've tried to get my head around this, and I want you to comment on the link what you think of this. But that if you've got somebody who's poorly and they've got an addiction problem and you're taking them to the doctors for help, all that they get now from the NHS or the doctors over here, I don't know what it's like in the rest of the world in the US and that, is that they say that they can get the help if they stop taking the drugs or whatever. But the thing is, they need the help, and it's like a vicious circle. So there's not enough help out there, and they're not recognising it. And what they're doing is they're pushing people to drug them up with a big pharma. I had to fight the system. I fought the system all my life, guys. And I just think that the youngsters of today, you know, there's a lot of this happening. There's a lot of this happening. But there needs to be more understanding of this, you know. And I'm seriously thinking of building something like this. And I want your ideas on this, what you think. But I could call it Anchor Line, Angel Line, whatever. But I do have a Facebook group called that. And it was for people who are struggling and they needed somebody to talk to in the middle of the night, you know, and other mothers out there. You don't stop being a parent when when they're in their 20s or their 30s. You don't stop worrying about them. Sometimes it's more worrying when they're older. At least when they're babies, you know, they're safe and you can put them to bed with their little pajamas on and tuck them up with their soothers, their dummies, and they're safe with their teddy bears. But not now when they're older, you know what I mean? So I just think that it's about all mothers and fathers coming together, and it takes the voice of people, because where we've gone wrong is we've left it up to the government, and the system is failing, guys. The system's failing, especially within mental health. So poor Sinead O Conner lost a 17-year-old son, and I think this has took a toll on her health. I think this is it's been too much for her. I don't believe for 1 minute that she's taken her own life. She wouldn't leave her other kids. She was a very good mother. I believe it's been too much for her. And people can die of a broken heart. Can you please repeat that group? Well, I've got a little group. It's on Facebook and it's called Anchor Line. And it needs to be built up. I have quite a few different groups on Facebook. I'll share it after the feed. I'll find it and I'll put it in the link for you. But also, I thought of a system which could work across the UK, where it would have its own blue light system. And it could be funded, it could be, maybe I'll write to the government, you know, or I'll write to the royal family. Because Harry and William used to do stuff on mental health, didn't they? But something needs to be done. Something that definitely needs to be done. Because it's a big problem and people don't talk about it in the UK, and it needs to start to be talked about. So I got a mixture of sadness for what you had gone through. It brought it home to watching my own mother when she lost my brother just a few years back. It's been dreadful, big loss in the family. And then, of course, what I've gone through with my own son, it hit us hard last night. And it's probably this has hit a lot of people. You know, she was so real, Sinead O Conner. She was so real. So Angel Line is something that I'm thinking of building. And but to bring alternative medicine together with the other medicine, so that people can like go there through the day, and they can have a day center, and they could have like the magnets on the ears, and therapists and reflexologists, and all of this is going to help people to overcome, and it's healing them. And I know this with being a shaman, but at the end of the day, it still hit his, whatever she's passed away with, it still hit his last night. And I just wanted to talk to you about that. And there's so much grief at the moment, isn't there? I think Harry does have a charity for mental health, but I'm going to be looking into the crystal ball tonight, because it seems like there's a lot going on around Harry's life at the minute. He's been in court, and I don't know what's happening. I don't know if you can fill us in, because I've never even seen the news, but I did see a clip on YouTube about it. Every time I come on here, I get croaky, guys. And I mean, there's been all sorts of things kicking off. There's been some of the famous news broadcaster in the UK. There's been stuff happening there. You know, it's just, the swamp is draining, guys. The swamp is draining. Frog in your throat, yeah. So June Ritchie here on Twitch, she said it really hit you hard as well. So I believe she's left 3 children, and yeah. So in my last world predictions, I had said that there was going to be some more famous singers to leave. I'm sure I said that. I'm not sure if it was on one of my lives or it was on a Looking Glass. You'd have to check it out and find it out, but I did see it, and it's been Sinead O Conner. I didn't really believe it would be somebody so close to home. So there has been Harry, and he's been in court today. I did say that, didn't I? And of course, there's been all sorts happening with Madonna and other. You've got Celine Dion, and I thought it was going to be somebody like that, not thinking it would be Sinead O Conner. Maybe we're not meant to know everything. So the world is becoming a very scary place, and it's about us not sitting back and waiting for them imbeciles to make their mind up. We need to put our ideas out. Morning in Melbourne. But yeah, God bless Sinead O Conner. And she was only 56. Then, of course, we had Tina Turner, didn't we? I want to say, and I've said this before, when people go before their time, it's called death in the wrong order. Death in the wrong order. And you get people out there and they'll say, when your time's up, your time's up. Rubbish. It's not. Because I bring souls through all the time, and they've died before their time. They really have. And of course, me living in the heart of Newcastle upon Tyne, and it's a working class area, for the last 30 odd years, I've been reading people and bringing through loved ones for people where they're really young, through mental health or through, stuff like this. We had Tony Bennett last week. There's a lot of people exiting. But he was 96, wasn't he, Tony Bennett? Yeah. So, what should we do first? Should we go straight into the crystal ball, guys? Oh, she was a fighter, wasn't she? So, I'm just going to go with it, and I'm going to see what the crystal ball has to say. All right. But I do believe that we're living in very biblical times, guys. All right. So she's been in the garden all day. Reminders on at the end of this show, guys, right, that before I go to bed, I've got to put the lead outside in the garden before I go to bed. Before I come offline, tell us that. Because I'll forget. Rest in peace, Sinead O Conner. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of people suffering at the minute. And it makes you wonder what it's all about, doesn't it? I've counselled so many people over the years, you know, people who've lost little babies, kiddies, young people. And then they say, you know, why would God do that? Why would God take such a pure soul when there's bad people running around? And I really don't have all the answers. But I've come to understand over the years that when these bad things happen, there's such thing as the darker side in life. You've got Old Nick, the devil. I always call him Old Nick. And he wants you to hate God. He wants you to hate the angels. You know, because then he's won. I do believe angels weep when they take over these young souls, when they take over these babies and these children and, you know, people who've passed before their time. They weep when it's not on their pathway. Oh, thank you, angel. And all I'm going to say is that heaven's got a lot of talent up there. One of them is my brother. And each and every one of us in the audience tonight has been tested at some point in my life where we've been angry at God, and it's okay to be angry with God, you know. Quite often I'm angry with God. I want a strong word with him. I really do. But it's part of being human, and, you know, remember, before we come onto this plane, we have our memories wiped. We've got to wake ourselves up, and then we've got to go out there and do our mission, whatever it is. Nobody said it would be easy. But my understanding is, being a medium, is that the spirit doesn't die. The spirit's immortal. The body may go to dust, but the spirit lives on. But the veil is so thin. You know, I've been a medium for over 30 years, and all mediums will tell you this. It's so thin at the moment. And I believe we're all capable of being like this, connecting with the afterlife or the extraterrestrials or anything what's not in this physical world we can connect with. I'm no different to you. You know, just because I've been born under a lineage of psychics and astrologers, it doesn't mean that I'm different to you. You know, gone is the day, you know, the gypsy reading the palm in the caravan. That's old hat now. Yeah, we're all capable of doing this. But the veil is very, very thin. This is my belief at the minute. But there's life after life. We just class it as death. When we watch our loved ones go from physical into non-physical. But once you're over on the other side of the veil, what I'm getting through from them all, guys, is that they're saying there's life after life. There's no such thing as death. We just class it as death here. But this is a message for everybody in the audience. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to get, you know, grieve. You can be angry. It's not healthy to keep it in. It's not healthy. It's part of being human. But it's about not... Hiya, Lance. Oh, no, it's not. It's Lanny's. It's not about holding it in. It's not about... That's when it eats away at you. You know? And some people let it out by crying, and some people let it out by being angry. But you've got to let it out. And you don't get over losing your loved ones. You just learn to walk through it. And this is for anybody in the audience tonight who is grieving. Just take it day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute. But there's certain people what touch upon your life, and they come into your life, and when they leave, it leaves a big hole in your soul. And my understanding is it's because they're part of your soul family. It's not easy. So I believe that death needs to be normalised. And I believe that mental health needs to be more talked about. You have to comment what you think. But nobody is immune to this. Nobody is immune to this, what's going on at the minute. So when people say to me, well, how are bad people? You know, like all this, what's going on in the news and everything and going on around the world. And how are bad people getting away with it? But they don't. If they do here, they've got to face it when they go over. But you are allowed to question God. You are allowed to be angry. Yeah, it's part of being human. So I just want to send a beautiful, I don't know what it is. I feel like I want to send like a baby, like a pale pink and pale blue and a pale lemon, all the pale pastel colours. I want to send them out tonight, and I want to put them into a beautiful sort of soft cotton shawl for you all, just to give you all a comfort and healing tonight, and knowing that you are loved. Each and every one of you, you're all loved, you know. And even if you're on your own and you don't feel like you've got any family, you are loved. You definitely are. My good God. It's like we're in the middle of a battlefield here, you know. Okay, let's get cracking. Let's get ready to rumble. I just want to send healing and blessings out to Sinead's kids tonight and our family, that they find the comfort. God bless them. God bless them. During the lockdowns, the COVID lockdowns, there was more people topping themselves than dying with that. Well, that's what was going on over here anyway. People were having meltdowns. Something needs to be done here. And if it takes individual characters to come forward with ideas, so be it. It's the rat race, isn't it? If you go back to when my nana, when she was a young woman, going back to the 40s, you know, in the war, my great nana, she did the tea leaves in the readings, and she was well known on Scotswood Road, the turn of the century, but it wasn't like it is now. It was all very hush hush, you know. You'd go in and knock, and she'd go like, had to knock a certain way for her, and then she would do the readings, but she also laid people out. She was the midwife, she was the doula, she was the everything in the street. Everybody went to her. But if somebody died in the street, and you're going back to, I don't know if anyone's seen the Catherine Cookson, you know, the Catherine Cookson films, they're really good, and it shows the rawness of the northeast where I come from, but it's like hard work in Britain. And actually I don't live far from where they had the Great Pit disaster. There was a lot of people lost their lives, and the mine shafts came all the way through through the village and everything, through the towns. I just feel it's like awful. Do you know what I mean? I was going to say there. What was I going to say? I'm just the girl what talks to the wall, guys. I'm just the girl what talks to the kitchen wall. She, if somebody died in the street, that was it. People would go around, the neighbours would go around and get the sherry or the brandy or the whiskey, or they'd put the kettle on and make a cup of tea. Everybody's doors were open because people weren't in that rat race then. They were, mothers normally stayed at home. The fathers went out to work. Yes, there was a lot of poverty, but there was a lot of love in the houses. Everybody stuck together. And I watched this article, it was on Facebook, and it was about women. Women need women. Women need to be talking, like friends. So if you're going back to like the 40s and that, the women would be out, washing their windows and scrubbing their steps. Yeah. But then they would be going around and coffeeing it and helping each other. There's none of that now. Everybody's going to work. Everybody's doors are shut. When I was a young woman, when I moved into this house, my door was open. The kids could play out on their little bikes at the front, and all the kids were out. You don't see any children now outside. There's none of that, And if there's a death in the street, nobody goes around. It's different now. And it's the modern day times. But if you go back to the 40s, there was none of this, all of these people having meltdowns and all this mental health problem. And plus they didn't have the street drugs. They didn't have all the evil on the streets with the evil drug dealers tempting the younger kids and that. So what's happened? And I want to say, not just what's happened to England. This is England. And what's happened to our England? What's happened to the world? Because now it's different now. Do you know what I mean? When I was young, there was a guy, and he was an elderly gentleman. He was called Lawrence, and I loved him. And I used to go to the spiritualist church, and he used to be there, and he was like a proper old gentleman. And he was really tall, and he wore a hat. And he used to, every morning, knock around, like go around people's houses and visit. He would take he was a retired gentleman, and he would be all dressed up, and he would be knocking on people's doors and visiting. And you always thought there was something wrong if Lawrence didn't knock. But he would bring either sweeties for the kids, or he would come in and I'd say, oh, come in and have a cup of tea. But then I wasn't rushing around then either. I had time to bake, and times were easier then. Is that how you feel, guys? It's like we've got stuck in this rat race, and it's like work, 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 worry, worry, worry. Next bill, what we're doing. We have to go here and we have to go there. There was none of that then. And we need to try and get that balance back. But we need to bring the old-fashioned times into modern times. Oh, he was lovely. And that's why people now are suffering so much with anxiety. They're suffering so much. But kiddies now, I mean, I don't know what it's like around where you live, guys, but in my area, you never hardly see children on the field. I live near a park, unless they're with parents. Did you ever? We're in the Keithley Church. No, I didn't go there, Helena. So everybody's rushing now, nobody wants to know people. And I think that there needs to be new ideas brought in. I like the idea of the doula thing. That's the latest thing, isn't it? People are like coming forward to want to be doulas for women who are having babies. That's a nice thing. But I think there needs to be something brought out for people who are suffering with grief and mental health. Forming groups, forming organisations, going around the neighbourhood, helping people. Karen on YouTube, Milliken. I remember while a child, my mother and I made the rounds to all the relatives. People don't do that anymore. They don't, do they? And come New Year's Eve, when I was a kid, everybody's doors were open, and it would be like, Happy New Year! And you'd be going from door to door, right? Door to door, and there would be a party on, and people would have food on in each and everyone's houses. You don't have that now. That sounds amazing. Nettie, who's in Twitch, has put, have you heard about them where they're birthing with the dolphins? That would be amazing. And of course, I had Adam, I was one of the first ones to go into the birthing pool in the new hospital back in the 90s. And I recommend, I doubt I've got anybody in the audience tonight who's, birthing age, but you never know. I would recommend a water birth. It takes all the pain away. You don't even need drugs. You don't even need drugs once you're in the water. They stopped the breathing classes, didn't they, for young mothers? The Braxton, was it the breathing exercise classes were very popular in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s, in the 90s. And then all of a sudden they stopped the breathing classes. I don't know if they do them anymore. And they need to start doing that again. Or so that women aren't panicking when they're having babies. It should just be a natural thing. And it's all about drugs and money, isn't it? Be it either big pharma or street drugs. It's all about money. Definitely recommend a water birth. That sounds lovely, Marina. Just sharing memories of your loved ones. I've got some amazing old books. I'll have to fish them out of like old Tyneside. But yeah, it's not nice now. I mean, I went along to the shops earlier on today to get some bits and bobs in the supermarket. And people are so angry. I don't know what you think, guys, but people are so blinking angry. They're like pushing and shoving, and it's just sometimes nice just to give somebody a smile. Okie dokie. People are so frustrated, aren't they? It used to be like the olden times with the corner shop and everybody be standing and chatting. You can't do that now, can you? I sound like I'm ancient, don't I? Right. In my last world prediction, or one of my last looking glasses, right? I don't know if anybody can remember this in the audience. I said Elon Musk is going to change the logo, the sign, and the bird, the Twitter sign is going to go. Can anybody remember me saying that? Right, and that's just recently happened. I did, didn't I? So, it's strange how he's got the X. I wonder if there's a sign with that. Might be to do with XRP. Watch for the media starting to, I mean, they've started now, like, nitpicking at him. But he's sort of like not on their wavelength, if you know what I mean. And he's going to be in the way of the next election. So, I don't know, they're just trying to, he's not in the club, should I say. He's not in the club. So watch for scandals. I just think the media has this thing of just depopularizing people when they're not in the club. All right, so watch for this. But there's big things to come out there with Elon Musk. I'm going to try and see if I can pick up things that I haven't been seeing recently. Because I'll not make stuff up. I'll try to get fresh stuff for you, but... Okay. I'm drawn to India tonight for some unknown reason. When I see it on world news, I just see problems there and everyone's shouting on, and it's something about it. It's a famous person over there or a leader or something. There's upsets. Lots of people I'm seeing upset. So I want to send healing and blessings out there over to India. Problems to do with the borders of India. I am terrible with my geography. What is India next to? Is India next to China or is it next to somewhere else? Could be a different side of the border, couldn't it? And I'm also getting the Himalayas. Is it near Pakistan? Well, I think we've got some crazy weather to come off this year, guys. And I'm seeing mudslides and mudslides and lots of rain. Pakistan could get hit there. Problems with borders. Just watch for problems. Okay. We need to prep, guys. I've been saying this for a while. And I don't say this to panic buy at all. And I understand that people are on budgets. But sometimes you can get like, I don't know, rice. Somebody had told me in the chat on my last, yesterday it was, to get rice in. Because there's going to be a shortage of rice. And it was actually coming in from India. So there's going to be problems to do with India. And I'm getting something to do with trade there. So we need to stock up rice, pasta, dried goods, that type of thing. But always check the dates. It's very, very important. Hey guys, my vegetable patch is coming along great. I've got all sorts in there. And I've just planted myself today an Israeli fig tree. So I'm going to see what happens with that. I like figs. Always, word of advice, always plant things that you like, because otherwise what's the point, because that'll just go rotten. And I've been looking a lot at things which come back as perennial. And the fig tree will come back year after year. Yeah, most women that is so right what Shining Star is saying on YouTube. Most women now are having C-sections. What's that saying? Too posh to push. I mean, obviously this C-section was developed from Julius Caesar. Was it Julius Caesar? Because his child or his wife had to have it. So it was called the C-section. So yes, it can save a mother's life and it can save a baby's life. But there seems to be a lot now, doesn't there, of that. Okie dokie. What are we getting? Oh, yes. Get me a coffee. Right. The UFO hearings. I've got loads of people emailing me with all the info, what's going on at the minute. But, I don't know, guys, it just seems a bit of a farce. I mean, you've got all these people which are coming forward, and it's so important because they're not just anybody like Joe Blogs off the streets. They're actual, ex-military, people who've seen stuff. So there's a lot of this to come out, okay? But I don't know if it's all going to come out. I don't know. There's still a block on this. There's still a block on this. And again, it goes back to, it's not about the military. It's who's running the military, who's higher than the military. I don't know if there's been people on my Twitch seen what I did, and I haven't clipped it actually because I've never had time, but I did a channeling of somebody on the moon. Okay, and that was last Sunday. But I will do more of that. So my understanding is that there's people living on the moon and there's people working on the moon, okay? And they're aware that we are here, okay? So when I talk about people, I'm talking about people who just look like me or you, humans, okay? But they've possibly been born up there, okay? But there's also an elite group of people which I believe are sort of like the elders who are living up there, okay? And they are panicking about everything coming out. They're panicking about it. So I'll need to look more into that, okay? That was what I got when I remote viewed. But a lot of these sightings are possibly flown by man, not all by extraterrestrial. Remember, everything's been held back by greed, because if it comes out, we're going to have free light and heat, okay? We're going to have, what else are we going to have? We're going to have, all this amazing medicine to come in, all these amazing things. So then we're going to be able to live longer and it's going to be all amazing. But then if it all comes out, I just believe that it's going to prove a lot of the past that they've lied to it. And it's a control thing, and that's why they're holding a lot of it back. So NASA disclosed all UFO information today. I might have to pull some cards out on it, but it's going to drag on a little bit. They'll come to a conclusion that there is something going on, but it's going to go on to other hearings or something bigger. That's what I want to say, okay? Remember, you can't ask the crystal ball. It's going to go on to more, so it's going to go on and on and on, okay? But we will start to see lots of sightings this year. I believe that what they're going to do is they're going to start to maneuver in this high-tech aircraft into our reality, which has always been cloaked, but they'll start to uncloak it so we get used to it. Because a lot of this future technology that they have, which has been flown by secret military, and the Galactic Federation, by the way, I do believe that they are working within Space Force. I do believe that they will start seeping it in. So for us to get used to it. Because they want soft disclosure is best than coming out on world news and saying, okay guys, we have extraterrestrial craft, we have, which is fair enough, but we are in communication with different extraterrestrial beings. A lot of people would freak about it. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people wouldn't be able to cope with it. So they're seeping it in with the technology first. That's why they want to do that. Okay. So, I want you to remember the 15th and the 16th. I'm going to give you some numbers here. I'm getting the 21st, the 29th, the 10th. October is going to be very interesting, and I've been getting this for the last week or so. October with Donald Trump, and I don't know why I'm getting that. So maybe there's going to be some big stuff going on around about that time, September, October. And I do predict into the future that AI is going to take over Big Pharma. And I know that sounds a little bit scary what I'm saying, but they are doing it sometimes now with certain operations. So I think where we've got good, I'm laughing at what Rachel said here in the audience in YouTube, where you've got bad ETs leaving Earth in drones at the moment is going to the moon. I think you've got good and bad in every race, right? But I think that there's protocol going on up there, but they're panicking about something up there, and I don't know why I'm getting that. Because it's going to prove a lot, about the moon landing and a lot of different things, that certain things didn't take place, or this, it could even go into be brought into religion. You've got the church to think of. You've got all of these things where they're going to freak about it because it's going to change history. I've said this for a long, long time. Whatever comes out is going to change history. And it's the past coming back. But we're going into the future as well. So they're definitely putting more charges on Trump. I said this a year or so ago, a few years back, and people wouldn't have it. It's just a strange one at the moment, isn't it? It's a strange one. You just have to let things slowly unfold there. But a lot of these players which are in place, it's as if like they're not going to be there. Oh, it sounds really strange what I'm saying. They're not going to be there for long. So the military's reporting on the UFOs, yeah, there'll be people who've been in military who are coming forth, but I just don't know. I still think that there's going to be a block at the end of it. So some of it's going to come out, but not all of it. You could say it's a distraction, but it has to come out. It's been a long time it's been held back. Okay, we've also had the funny situation going on with the chefs. I've had to pull cards out on that. Right. If anybody doesn't know what I'm going on about, you've had the different chefs which have been leaving this planet, which have been connected with very famous people within politics within the USA. The latest one was Obama chef. Did he drown or something? I don't know what happened. But, or did he drown? Well, obviously he's drowned, but we don't know how he's drowned. And then you had Hillary Clinton's chef. You had the Bush's chef. It's all very strange. It's all very, very strange. And you could just say it's a coincidence, but I don't know, like, it's a bit of a strange one, isn't it? It is a bit of a strange one. Some things I can't say on here, which I would love to say. Do you know what I mean? But I've said this before, and it goes way, way back to, a certain man beginning with the letter E, who apparently died, who I don't believe died. And then you had another chef, another famous chef. There's a connection with all of this. Do you know what I mean? You had Anthony Bourdain. I just think that I'm going to pull some cards out on its annoyingness. I mean, chefs aren't immune to dying the same as people. Do you know what I mean? But it is a bit strange, isn't it? It's funny how they're all dying the same. I want to say that. That's what I want to say, what Cindy's saying in Twitch. But, let me have a look. Okay. So we've got the Sun card. All right. Which is our, like, happy earth, which is supposed to be happy earth. And then you've got the deceit. You've got the deceit. So, like, whatever's glossed over is so different behind the scenes. You know, that's like grief, the Five of Pentacles. Let me have a look. Got the Eight of Swords. We've got upside down justice. And we've got the Seven of Rods. It may never come out, whatever it is. What do I think it is? Got the guide. Got the study. There's something definitely dodgy. There's something... And I mean, the last one, was supposed to be a good swimmer, wasn't he? Very good swimmer, like, I wouldn't say like Olympic, type of swimmer, but really good swimmer. Not everybody can like dive into a water and do breaststroke and backstrokes as strong as what the last one could. I get a very like cannibal energy. You know what I mean? something's not quite right. It's funny how they've all drowned. But like I say, some things come out, some things don't come out. Do you know what I mean? It's funny that it's like eating at the table. And then I got the child card, came over the top. Let's change the subject. Let's get back to the crystal ball. Yeah. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of clear-ups happening. There's a lot of good things to come out. There's a lot of bad things to come out. The good, but the bad, the ugly. And then there's a lot of crimes, what's been hidden. Okay. It's funny, it's like I'm getting an organisation working within around certain rich people. Certain, not all rich people. Caught up in something that they didn't want to see, or the key, the man who apparently died, McAfee, had information on all this. No. In a way, the question is, do they sneak it into our food too? No. It's only in certain places. But I would question about, there's going to be a lot of changes coming in with food. And, you know, like we've got like poisonous additives and stuff like that. There's going to be, the food chain's going to change a lot. So, like I said to you before, everything's getting disturbed. Once you start the switch over, what's happening, it's disturbing the cockroaches of the criminal activity. Does that make sense? So we need to be just keeping grounded. We need to be around nature. But this trafficking problem, you know, to do with it, everything to do with the film and everything, what started to expose stuff and bring it to the light, the true story. Processed food is going to change into the future, Teddy. It has to. Because a lot of this processed food is making us sick. And it needs to change. But the trafficking, it's still going on. The networks, but one by one they've been taken down. Okay. So we've got that going on, but there's going to be something about food changing, new sort of laws brought into place. There's a lot of changes to happen between now and 2025, pushing it 2026. A lot of additives what shouldn't be going into food that's going to be banned and stopped. So into the future, you know, that our planet is going to be safer. It is going to be safer, but it's getting from, at the minute we're at A, we need to get to D. So we need to get to B, C to get to D, basically. All right. But yeah, the network is connected. This sounds really horrible, and I don't know how to put it over. The trafficking is connected. There's a link of darker side to it to do with the food chain. God bless. Dear God. Stop boiling water in plastic kettles for a cuppa. Oh. Yeah, the plastic's going to be a big thing. What's going to come out? I just thought about the eye of a pig is so much like a human eye, and their skin seems similar, so I believe her. Just have to be self-aware of what we're eating and that. I just think that there'll always be meat eaters and there'll always be plant eaters. Some of us are more carnivorous than others, and some of us are more vegetarian. But cannibalism is going on. Yeah, I've heard about that, Mary. Tea bags. It's safer to have the loose tea, you know, the old-fashioned way with the tea leaves. Because it's, unless you can get the unbleached tea bags, because the tea bags have a chemical in. It's everything that we're ingesting in. Franco here, that's interesting. I once worked with a man who had a pig's heart transplanted into him. Yeah. Now I do psychic operations. I do shaman healing, and I work with a little guy called Zatjar. And he comes through me, and I go and do like psychic operations. And what Zatjar does is he tests people's DNA, because he says we're all hybrids. So some of us have got like dolphin whale energy, some of us have got piggy energy, or, you know, different mammals. And so say like if you were transported on one of these mother ships and you needed a heart transplant, they don't just put anything in you. They match your DNA to the mammal before they put it in. Does that make sense? So there's a lot of change to come in with medicine into the future. There's a lot of change, and this is where Earth's medicine's going wrong, because they look at it so like black and white, when we're not all the same. We're all different. So Angel here in the audience on Twitch, working in a supermarket, I always pay attention to what customers are buying, and I get to see all the packed meals and lots of processed food, because it's easy and can't be bothered to cook. And exactly, it's so easy to fall into that. I've done it myself. So some of us have, how can I put this? So I channel this being, and I perform psychic operations on people, okay? I found it out by mistake. The first time I did it was on my ex-girlfriend. She had toothache, and it was at a weekend. So I says, come here. And she was like there, and I went like that with her hand, like my hands. And this little Zatchar came through us, and he performed a root canal treatment on her tooth. And she said the pain went away. Then she went to the dentist on the Monday, and the dentist says, who's done your root canal treatment? And she was too embarrassed to say it was an ET working through her girlfriend. You know what I mean? She was too embarrassed to say that. So then I've started practicing on clients, and then I realised what was happening. So, but what Satchar does is he tests the DNA on the patient. So it matches the tissue what he puts into the body. So you might have like a monkey DNA, but somebody might have a whale or a dolphin DNA. Do you see what I mean? I hope that you're better than John of God. Yeah, I heard he was doing it, but also heard he was doing other things as well. Yeah. So there is a lot of people out there who can do this. Is it true that in the UK you don't own land? Well, I own land. That's a load of rubbish. Yeah, definitely not nice things, sweetheart. Okie dokie. So we've got a lot to learn. Just because we can do these things, you see, when you're coming into the psychic world, there's no certificate out there. There's no certificate. It comes on trust, and there's a protocol to go on when you're with patients or you're with your clients, right? If you're doing healing, it's like being with a patient. So you've got to have respect with that patient. Does that make sense? So if I'm doing a psychic operation on somebody, it's funny how I do it. I'll say, like, I put them into a trance, then I put them into a room, and then I'll say, go behind this screen. I kind of visualize the screen. There'll be people in the audience who will vouch for this, right? And I'll say, go and put on this doctor's gown, right? For your modesty, go behind the screen. So they'll go and do that, and then they'll get ready, and then they've got that, and then I give them like a lovely blanket. So because you don't want somebody perving on you, do you know what I mean? But unfortunately, there is people out there who would do that. So you've got to be so careful, and it's going on trust when you're doing this with somebody. Do you see what I mean? And my understanding is that John of Gaunt was doing a little bit more than what he should have been doing. Okay. So we've got a long way to go, and it's about putting these ideas out and respecting that in the physical world we could respect, but you can't respect, you've also got to respect in the astral planes as well. Right? So if you're working with somebody, you've got to respect them in the astral as well. There's respect on every level of every dimension. Does that make sense to you? I just thought I would say that. But unfortunately, there's some people who aren't doing that, and that's how you get nasty things happening, like psychic attack and stuff like that. Right, so there's a few people in the audience here. There's a few people in the audience who are going on about land in the UK. I'm not aware of it. When I bought my council house, just a little council house, the gardens didn't go with it, so I bought the land separately. But I know a lot of people who've got land, okay? Like farmers. I don't live far away from farmers and people who own land. So that's not true. So we do own land in the UK. Okie dokie. There's going to be big changes to come into the UK, and it's to do with rail tracks. There's going to be problems. I see more strikes. There could be strikes to come into the UK. Because a lot of the money isn't getting ploughed into the north. It's going all down south into London. My understanding is that they're going to do this in the US as well, because they want to bring in these super fast train tracks, which they've got. I believe they already have them in Japan, or they've got them in China. So they're like the fast super train tracks. Hyperlink or something they're called. Hyper trains. So watch for a lot of strikes to come in. I see a lot of scandals, more scandals to come out with Parliament, and more scandals to come out. I did say this to do with the BBC. I said there would be something else what would kick off. And I'm just going to get me, I can't think, it's Dan Wooten. I don't remember, he doesn't know who he is. He's a reporter and he's on YouTube. And there's been terrible allegations have come out about him. Dan Wooten, I believe. I'll just check. And it makes the last lot look like Cinderella to what's to come out. I'm just going to go into my history. I've never covered it, but it's the year of the scandals, guys. I'm just going through my history of all the cat videos I've been watching. Yeah, GB News, that's it. Am I getting his name right? Dan Wooten? GB News. But there is certain podcasters, Sean Atwood, he's one of them. And there's somebody Golden, Andrew Golden, he's covering it. Who, by the way, Andrew Golden looks the double of Hugh Grant. Dan Wooten. Yeah. So it's made the last lot look very sort of mild compared to what's coming out now. So, and I did say that it wasn't over and done with and there was more scandals to come out. I said this a few weeks ago, so that's just come out. But it's just everything just all coming out. Do you know what I mean? The question is it true or not? Because Dan was covering a lot of right-wing stuff. Was he being targeted? Which I'll pull some cards out in a minute. But nevertheless, there has been people come forward and said that, you know, that he was, how do I put this? People were getting put into sexual acts and then getting filmed without them knowing. And there was a lot of blackmailing going on and stuff like that. And this has come in from a news presenter, which is in the UK. But is he being targeted? Because it's about cancel culture now, isn't it? So I will look into that. I think there's going to be quite a rise on this. And the reason I'm saying that is I think it's going to come out possibly to do with, they're going to try it on Musk next. Okay. I'll pull some cards out on that in a minute. I'm just having a look at this. Crazy weather, crazy weather. Storms to come. Big news in around Harry and Meghan. More news to come out there. What they've been in court for, guys? Do you know what they've been in court for? I'm just going to pull some cards out on there. I'm just going to ask the cards if Dan Wooten's been set up. They're trying to cancel a load of different people. Chef James Martin today, okay. Suing the papers over phone hacking. All is not what it seems. All is not what it seems. There has been some things what's been going on, but I'm not saying it's been to do with Dan, but like that type of thing does go on. Does that make sense? But I get a targeting here. There's a targeting going on. But that type of thing does go on. It's going to be hard. I think it might have to go to court, this. I think it's going to get quite big. Yeah, it'll go into bigger courtrooms and there'll be a lot of suing involved. I don't want to speculate if he's guilty or not. I just think that it's going to go on a bit. But it looks like there's some sort of targeting going on there. Everybody's suing everybody. It's the year of suing, Angel. It's the year of suing. Whoops. Yeah, and that's the harvest. So I would say that there's a lot of things are going to be sort of coming to the surface, I would say, by October, November there. So there's more scandals definitely coming in to do with British media. All right. But watch for more scandals to come out with Parliament and also the Labour Party and the Tory Party. A lot of protests that take place and power cuts. And it reminds us a little bit of, when we had the blackouts in the 70s, we had the power cuts. That was before we went into the EU. There's something like that coming, so possibly watch for that. Big news coming in around about the 7th. This is like a tornado, I'm seeing. I don't know if it's a literal tornado. Now, when do you get the normally stormy weather in the US? Because is it tornadoes sort of time? Is that October time? Because I think there's going to be some crazy storms this year. I want to say it's going to be the storm of the century. The storm of the century. It's like Mother Gaia is so angry. She's so angry. And she's a conscious being as well. I'm getting burning rock. And something about some upset in a boat and then people having to vacate a boat very quickly. Hurricane season. The fall. April and fall tornadoes. Right, well, I want to send... I'm getting Oklahoma, and I don't know why. I'm getting that song, Oklahoma, and I'm getting the N and the M. And I want to send healing and blessings out over to the Louisiana area. I'm seeing very high winds, and it looks really dangerous winds, and it looks like it's around the streets of New York. But sometimes when I'm looking on, I could be looking like a year out. But it looks like it's dark nights. There is a guy on YouTube who does the weather storm chasing. I think he's got like he has a little thing and he looks on. So possibly I would follow somebody like him. But as I'm looking into this crystal ball, there is going to be a storm of a century to come. And it's not just to do with the US, but you get the tornadoes. But I want to say that gale force winds, and it could hit over, come over the Atlantic, hit parts of Europe and the UK as well. So it's not good. Power cuts. Big news in around Angela Merkel, and that's to do with Germany. So watch for news there. Could be changes in Parliament there. Hurricane season. What's up with Louisiana? I just felt that you have to be careful to do with around the hurricane season, Crystal. I know you live over there, so don't worry. So, Lou, they say dollars will crush in 18 months. Is it true? I'm going to pull some cards out for you. This is really strange, and I want you to remember this. There's like a crossroads in the road. And the past is going to come back around again. and someone's going to have blood on their hands with a situation. It's evidence to come out what is going to be undeniable. It's political, what I'm getting. '20 and 21. The past is coming back around again. Evident, like new cases having to open again. New cases having to open again. Who's Jamie Foxx? June Ritchie? Who's Jamie Foxx? Now, we'll look into the dollar. Oh, he's a comedian. An actor and a comedian. I'm just going to quickly check him out. Somebody's asking us in the audience, is Jamie Foxx being cloned? I need to see a picture of him. Jamie Foxx. Get controlled. He's worked hard to get to where he is. I see worry around him. I see worry. I don't feel he's cloned. But there's a lot of stuff to come out about him, or heaviness on his shoulders. Let's check the US dollar out. He's had some work done on his teeth. He's had some work done. They've done something to him, but it's the same person. There's something he's worried about. Dollar. Right, I've touched upon this before with the US dollar. I feel that there's going to be a crash with the dollar. Definitely feel that. But I don't feel it's long. I don't feel like it's a long drawn out thing. And then I feel it's like it jumps down and then it goes like back up again. And around about that time, there's going to be this switch over what's happening like behind the scenes. So possibly watch for that. So we're going digital. There's the fight, what's going on behind the scenes to like who's getting what and what's happening. It's but I feel at the end of the day there'll be a drop in the dollar. Like it's called a dead cat bounce, I believe, where it drops down and then it's going to bounce back up again. It's going to be a crash in the market and the dollar, yes. Who is winning at the moment, Louise? I believe the good guys is going to win in the end, and I believe that they're a little bit like that at the minute. There's still a lot of darkness to come out. Just going to double check with that Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx being cloned. No, he's got worry. I've got temptation there. I pulled the temptation card out for Jamie Foxx. So I don't know what's going on in his private life, but it's not good. Something's happened, or he's done something, or there's something to come out, or he's just stressed and worried. I think that there's going to be more choice into the future where you've got different currencies and stuff like that. Jamie Foxx is only 55 years old. Okay. Well, he looks good for 55. I think he's done a lot of work to himself, but there's some stress around him. I want to say scandals to come out, but I don't know if it's around him or a situation around him. I think it goes beyond cloning. I think that there's a technology out there where they don't have to clone people, like whisk them away and make them into a rubber dolly or whatever. It's more like a frequency out there which can mind control people. Sort of mind control. So Jamie Foxx is recovering from a pretty bad stroke. I got there was something personal going on in his life and there was worry. Yeah. It's more like a mind control thing. I'm not saying clones aren't out there, because they are out there, but it goes beyond clones. All right. There's a lot of theories out there about him, but I just think that there's worry with him. I think he knows what's going on in the system, and I think once you get so far into this sort of entertainment industry, they'll know what's going on. But I think he knows stuff. He is difficult recovering. He lost weight and is looking tired, yeah. But he's got like a worry look about him. There's big news to come out there. I mean, I don't know what's going on in his love life. There might be problems going on there, but there's something going on, but that's all I'm getting from that at the moment. I think he's witnessed stuff. You're going to watch for a lot of people. You're going to be surprised who comes forward within media, who is going to come out like Mel Gibson is. You're going to be very surprised. Who you thought were bad and aren't bad, and you thought were good are possibly bad. Good evening, Hazeltine. What's happening with the recent arrest for Tupac? Did they finally get who did it? 1 minute it was all over the news, next it was quiet. It cover up, massive cover up. They don't want stuff out. Horrible stuff buried, covered up. What we need to do is we need to concentrate on us. Of course, we've got establishment stuff. Like the corporation, like the ruling elite, the club, who was a part of that, is behind that. But you asked us that before. What about Mitch McConnell? What's happened to Mitch McConnell? That, I'm telling you, June Ritchie, there's something on his mind. There's something really worrying him, and it'll come out at some point. He had an episode. What kind of episode did Mitch McConnell? You think he had a stroke? Let's get a coffee. He just froze. Looked like he froze. He got dizzy. Mitch froze while speaking, seizure. Oh my God. I'm concentrating on my fries, steak, and some sauce of garlic. That sounds nice. Right, we've got the house, we've got the success. Right, he's got health problems, Mitch. He's got health problems. I want to say, and this sounds really awful, and I never say this, but I want to say he hasn't got long for this world. How old is he? He needs to come out of what he's doing. He needs to take a rest. He needs to get his blood thinned and have a rest. Is he really? I didn't realise he was 81. When he needs to come out of what he's doing. They said he got frozen, but they took him away off stage. He's not well. So we've got, when the safe home protection card comes out, it means your house, but it can also mean your body, because it's like my house, my body. And it was upside down for him. I know I've got like the bullseye there, success, but I've got like spot and clotting. Things aren't right there. And then I've got the angel card. He had a horrible fall and hit his head in January. He was at dinner. He spent weeks in the hospital. Well, they want to scan his head again. There's something not right. I mean, I'm not a doctor, do you know what I mean? But he's a US senator. Well, he needs to take a rest. His lips were blue. He looks like, oh dear. Like I said to you earlier on when I first came on, there's a lot of older people to leave. Not long for this world. That's what I want to say. Or he needs to take time out and stop working. Well, I totally agree with you, Stooge. I think anybody over 70 in politics shouldn't really be in on the action, really. Or at least 70. Yeah, because I think that depends what they're doing, I suppose, isn't it? He's had a brain injury from the fall. Well, he needs to be having a rest because things aren't good there with him. Watch for news coming out with him. Okay. So Mitch has been in the Senate for decades. Evil type. Oh no, I don't mean like everybody over 70 is brain dead. I don't mean that. It depends what you're doing. So I think that anything to do with like, say, you know, like running for president, something like that. I think there should be a guideline when they shouldn't be doing it. But according to this card here, I mean, 70 is not old. This day and age, it's not. But I think when it comes to important jobs and stuff like that, I don't think they should be doing what they're doing, but he needs to come out of what he's doing because it doesn't look good for him. But I don't believe that there is a time limit on being a president, is there? Or anything like that. I wonder if he's had a stroke, bless him. Not good. They need a clean up in Congress. They need to, I don't know, I just feel like New people need to come in. Okay. No, it's 36 to 100. Really? I think that's too old. Seriously. Debbie says in the audience on Twitch that it's 36 to 100 to be a president. Right, okay. Well, there's not many people live to that age anyway, is there? Okay. Oh, there's big news coming in with a boxer. And is Muhammad Ali still alive, guys? I don't know. I'm seeing a vision in Muhammad Ali. Then I'm seeing no. Right. Then I'm seeing Rocky, but obviously it was just a movie. So Sylvester Stallone. And then I'm seeing Andrew Tate. Strange that. Maybe there's going to be some big news to come out with a boxer. Mike Tyson, right. Now, has Mike Tyson got a problem with his health? There's just going to be something to do with around boxing or some big news coming out with somebody. New Concorde. There's going to be like a new... something to do with more new aircraft to come in, and it's going to be faster than a Concorde ever was. So there's new stuff to come out. I think what these UFO meetings are going to do, hearings, I think that it's going to bring everything to a head, but it's going to lead on to something bigger. Okay? But I also think it's going to give the opportunity for a lot of this craft to come out and to be seeped into our reality. But I'd be very surprised if there's anything massively dramatic with it. But I think that it's what I'm being given from my guides is that there's technology to be brought in and new transport to be brought in. Faster planes, that type of thing. So they're going to seep it into our reality. I was actually talking to somebody this afternoon, one of my good clients in Tasmania, and he was saying, Lou, he was saying like, when we're going to have the disclosure, is it 2025? I think it's a case that it's just, it's now we're having the disclosure. We're having the disclosure now. Do you know what I mean? But it's not going to be a case where they're just all going to suddenly just come out and come flying through the sky. I think it's a case of it's been brought into our reality. It's like soft disclosure. And it's through the technology, that's how it's going to come in. And I'll be honest with you, they are walking amongst we. You know, it's like somebody just doesn't come along that could just look like us. Are you Tasmanian, Kylie? And just be like, hi, I'm an alien. They've got like a sort of like a thing on there, like a tag on their chest. It's not like that at all. It's they're just different people, just born on another rock. So it's so simple for them to be seeped into our reality. So once we start to ascend, we're shifting the reality of Earth. So you'd be surprised how many of them are here. I'm just laughing at some of your comments in Twitch, they're hilarious. I've read on clause, whatever he's called before, Shrub. But I will do that again possibly on Sunday night. I want to see what else I can see. So recap, we're going to have crazy weather this year. It's funny, I'm looking into Trump and I'm just getting a blank at the minute. I'm getting an utter blank. Might have to pull some cards out. It's like the calm before the storm, guys. It's coming in really strong. The calm before the storm. Which for big news coming out to do with Russia and Putin. There's something about to kick off, and I said this, I've been saying this for the last week. And I keep saying the leader of Belarus. Give us 5, guys. I'm going to go and make a quick cuppa. All right. Give us 5 minutes. And then I'm going to look more into around the globe. I might dim the lights a bit and see if I can do some remote viewing. Because I feel there's something to kick off and it's like an event or there's something to come out. I believe Zucker of Facebook is too. His eyes are very strange. Yeah, let's have a cuppa. And I'll be back, okay? I'm just going to put my hometown picture on. I'll be back in a minute. All right, I'll be as quick as I can. And then we're going to just delve a little bit deeper, okay? Not be long. So go make your cuppas or get your popcorn or whatever, or your tea or your coffee, and I'll be back in a minute. If you can hear us, let's refresh the chat. Are you there? Okay. So I'm going to recap and have a look into the crystal ball, and then I'm going to dim the lights, and I'm going to do some remote viewing for you all. And I'm going to see what's going on behind the scenes. It'll just be raw remote viewing on what's going on with these UFO things, what's going on, okay? With these hearings, okay? I'm going to step a bit back out of it and see what's going on, okay? So, I've had to refresh the chat here. I don't know if there's any YouTubers coming on yet. You'd always the same when I refresh the chat. What have I missed? Something happening because I had a nightmare I cannot recall. I do recall all my dreams. Yeah, the veil is very thin at the moment, guys. Very thin. Definitely. Scorpio sunshine, way righter. Trust in your gut instinct, good for you. That's what we need to be doing. We all need to be keeping our feet firmly on the ground. It's very, very important through these trying times, okay? Everybody's in the rush because we've had this movement, what's been going on about people going into the fifth dimension. And I've talked about this before. There's no such thing as sticking into the fifth dimension. If you were staying in this fifth dimension, you wouldn't be here now, you'd be dead. Okay, because frequency is moving all the time, so you can shift with your reality, and the universe is within. So when you are grounded in its well body, well mind, well soul, okay, that's when you can connect with the universe and what's going on out of this physical world. There is such things as bad ETs. I do believe that there's good ETs and there's bad ETs. Like there's good men and there's bad men. They're no different to us. We are a reflection of what's out there in the Milky Way. We are the hybrids, but what's happened is we've passed the ninth gate. I've talked about this before. We're coming into New Earth, and it's not a case of where we're going to just be plunked onto another planet. They've done this before. I've talked about this when I've said Mars is Earth and Earth is Mars. I've talked about this. It's a case of that we're past that sell-by date, okay? We've passed the Mayan calendar. So now it's a case of that we've become that spiritually evolved. They don't know what to do with it. And this is why the whole communication network thing is breaking down. We've lost trust in media. We've lost trust. But you've got to understand where there's been interceptions within media, which has always been like that. There's also interceptions within social media as well. So the hidden snake, nobody is immune to the hidden snake. Old Nick has many faces, and he can trick many different people. So when we start to shift in our reality, we can access the other realms, all right? We can look beyond, we can sense, we can feel, and we can get into a state of bliss. But life is not like a state of bliss living on this planet. We're triggered continuously. So how do we move through this reality on Earth as a human beings? Because we've come here as spiritual, magical beings. We've chose our parents, we chose our bodies. For whatever reason, we've come into this body, this shell. This is our house. We've come in, we've got to look after it. But we've also come here to experience the human experience. So I just think that when we start to sense things, we can be in bliss, and it's so important that we think clearly, we keep grounded, we use our intuition, and when you come out of this matrix, you realize what it's all about. But at the same time, then you are your own movie maker. You are writing your own movie, because then it's like you can't change the way these baddies are, but you can change how you react. You can change how it affects you. So once you look deep within, and that's what Ascension's about, then you start to shift your whole reality. So it doesn't mean that you're going to be skipping through the daisy fields like a bunch of hippies. I don't mean that. You've got to be able to be still self-aware. So you can have your days when you're meditating and your days when you're looking out of the physical world, but at the same time, once you start looking and healing you within, you become more ascended, then the whole reality in your life changes. Oh yes, so Hazeltine. Lou, is Miss Fluffy in spirit or did someone take her? I do believe she's still alive. And then Amy Hunter was asking last night about my cat Ginger. Do you pick anything up? I did promise Amy, so I'm going to pull some cards out for Amy. So yeah, so we need to do, but Fluffy is still alive there, Hazeltine, in Twitch. Let's see if Amy's kit Ginger cat. What's your ginger cat called, Amy? Give us a name. So as we start to ascend and we look at within us, then it starts to unfold everything else with people who are on that lower frequency. Does that make sense? Soph. Is that the name of Amy's cat? Amy's cat. Ginger cat. Okay. Right, okay. So I'm not getting a bad feeling here, Amy. I still feel it's like a lady's took him in. Or someone's feeding him. Have you got posters out everywhere for him and stuff like that? Sometimes cats can go missing for... I've heard of cats go missing for years and then they come back. Okay, but again, everything's frequency, everything's energy. I know it's easier said than done when you're worried and you love somebody or something, all right? But you have to try and keep your frequencies up there. Like, believe that your cup is half full, not half empty. He's been in danger, so it's a case of when he returns, if only he could talk. It's like that film Homeward Bound, you know, when the animals talk. I opened a group. I've got another Facebook group and it's for animals. I do have a lot of Facebook groups and it's Pets Northeast. I originally opened it for a friend of the family. It was my daughter-in-law's auntie. She lost her poodle. It went missing. And it was in snow blizzards. It was in 2009. And nobody could catch him. He was called Cookie. And it was on the local radio show. Has anybody seen Cookie? And it was, please, Cookie, come home. That's what I had the Facebook page as. And then it just escalated where it was everybody was seeing sightings of him. Cops couldn't catch him. You know, he was running around. It was blizzards of snow. We thought he died. We were walking through deans and woods in the middle of the night trying to find this bloody poodle. It turns out that he had returned back to his old home. He got lost because the mother had moved and he got lost and he had turned up back at the old door. And it was all celebrations and happy, and he was drenched through. He was like a bedraggled little mess. He was freezing. He had pneumonia, that you had to be on antibiotics, and he got well and everything. And it was a happy ending. So I decided then, because I had such a massive response, that I would keep the group open. It was for local residents, and it's now called Pets Northeast, Lost and Found. And there's been a lot of animals which have been found through this group. So I had this saying is that any animals, sometimes I'll go on and I'll say, please, like see if it's a little cat, please, Fluffy, come home. So tonight I want to say to any lost animals in the audience, we've got Fluffy, please, let's pray that Fluffy is protected with the blood of Jesus Christ and the Archangel Michael. Please, Fluffy, come home. And prayers for their safe return. And for Amy's cat, for Ginger, please, Ginger, come home. Put prayers of protection of holy light and Archangel Michael's sword and protection around Ginger, and let him come home. Let him guide him home out to the arms of somebody safe who can reach out to Amy. Amen. So I believe both of these cats are still alive. We've got the world card here. Now there's news coming in for one of yous. because I've got the 8 of Swords and I've got the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups was the last one out. So that's the worry, that the anguish that you're all going through. There's the 10 of Cups. So within it could be 2 days, maybe one of you is going to get some news. So let's send prayers out for both of these cats to have their safe return home. But yeah, if only if animals could talk. He's an outside cat. Now, I'm going to leave it with the Fool card there for these cats which have gone missing. You've got the Fool card here, which means that when that card comes out, it means that people are protected and beings are protected. So in the story of the tarot, it means you come to the end of the road and it's like the man is the fool, he's lost everything, and it seems like there's no hope. And then after the Fool is the Star. Prayers for Ginger and Fluffy to come home. But both of them are being fed elsewhere. Okay. Was Addie Book abducted by ETs? Is that your cat? Is that your cat, Kylie? Right, let's also send healing and prayers out to anybody in the audience. We've just seen Crystal there. Crystal in the audience, just worried about her granddaughter. That anybody who's going through any major surgery or they are worried about their health, that they are protected. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I ask that all people in this audience who are worried about their loved ones, that they are kept safe. If they are worried about them with their health, and that they are protected with the blood of Jesus Christ, they are protected with the Holy Spirit, that they come through their operations, that they are kept safe in the arms of Jesus, and that Michael protects them against any negative energies or energies. They are protected with love and light, love and light, love and light. Amen. Adabug, Lou, I am not a cat. Love you. Right, so were you asking if you'd been abducted? Sorry, the chat's going up really, really fast. I would need to sit with you, but I'm believing possibly yes. Yes. So anybody who's in the audience tonight and they're worried about anybody or anything, any procedures waiting ahead, that you are protected. Okay, and I want to say to everybody in the audience, and I know it's easier said than done, when you're eating, when you're drinking, try to eat as clean as possible. And I understand when the cost of living, because sometimes convenience food's cheaper than buying healthy food. So clever how it's all fallen into places, isn't it? But try to eat healthy if you can. Try to do research on your food shopping and stuff like that if you're on like a budget. And when you're eating your food and you're drinking your water, or don't watch the news. Don't watch anything negative. Try to think of nice thoughts, because everything's energy. So when you're eating your evening meal, try not to watch the news, and you feel better. I was told that by a very good friend from Mauritius. Very good friend, her grandma from Mauritius told her that when you're cutting the carrots and that, think of nice thoughts, because if you're thinking of negative thoughts when you're cooking, you're putting that onto the food. Does that make sense? Natasha in YouTube, will my dog's surgery be successful? I believe so, but I'm going to have a look for you. Then I'm going to get some we must stay grounded. Nature, good music, eating well. Gardening's a good one. Be careful what we're absorbing and what we're watching. We've got the Wheel of Fortune for your doggy. We've got the Seven of Cups. We've got the Moon, that's your worry. Let's have a look. We've got the Knight of Swords. Is it a boy dog? Where's she gone? Where's she gone about the dog? Everything's energies. Will Ginger come home to me for my home to me? Oh, God love you, Amy. Through another woman, you're going to find something out, Amy. Through another woman. You've got the posters out and keep looking. Where's the lady gone with the dog? We've got the Eight of Pentacles. So that it's quite a big operation that they haven't done. We've got the Angel card looking after them, and we've got another Wheel of Fortune. So I believe that your doggy's going to be fine. Where's she gone? Amy's in such a state. God love Amy. Let's pull some more cards out for Amy. So your dog's going to be fine. Amy's cat. Not far away. Keep knocking. Get posters out. Through another woman, Amy's going to find something out. Hope you're listening to this, Amy. Your Ginger is going to be okay. Do the ley lines or energies affect health? How? What to do? There's a lot to be said for that. It's all to do with Feng Shui. And it's how you have your home as well. Say, like, if you're sitting within a load of clutter, it can make you feel unwell. You're supposed to have the right chi going through your home. In some homes, properties, buildings can be on bad ley lines. But you can combat that by keeping the bad chi out, by hanging certain crystals in your house and stuff like that. So yes, it can affect you. But you can change the chi in your house by, like, keep the toilet seats down so the bad energy's not coming into the house. Have a hearth on your main wall of your living room. A mirror above your hearth is a good one. A Buddha in your main wall is a good one. Just different things that you can have. Mirrors are good. They can reflect out the bad chi. Yes. Never have a mirror facing a toilet, if you can. Just loads of things. Don't have your bed with the feet facing the door, if you can. But you can, if you've got no way of possible of doing that, you can like hang crystals up to stop the bad chi. Cherry, Louise, will my new granddaughter make it to see this world? Yes, my daughter has such a time getting to the full term to birth. Right, I'm going to answer one more here. Is Cherry with a baby? Oh, I believe she's so strong, this child. Sherry, she's so strong. All the little children coming onto the earth plane now. She is so protected. She's all snug in her mummy's tummy. In fact, she doesn't want to come out. She's getting fed lovely. She's snug. She's a strong little girl. And she's got a strong spirit. She's got a determination. She's going to be strong-willed, Sherry. She's going to grow into a very strong woman. The children coming in now are the crystal children. You know, they're on a different level. They're ready for this world. They're ready for this world. So she's coming out whole. She's coming out whole. We've got the lovers cards out there. Angels are protecting her. So that's good. She's protected. I've just put these cards back and mix them up again. Shuffle them. You've got the Fool card there, which is protecting your little granddaughter. All right, so I hope that helps there. She's listening and she feels things. She likes the music. She likes the music, Sherry. The unborn children love the music. And keep visualising her. She's got the most beautiful eyes. I don't know where the dark hair is coming in from. Is that possible? But she's going to have the most beautiful eyes. Beautiful eyes. They're like sort of unusual. Wavy hair. But she'll be strong-minded. Muse Master Johnny, is farming something I could be successful with? Yes, it is. Should start it off with like smallish, Johnny. Japan politics is it change or Japan destroy. There's a lot of stuff going on in Japan. There's a lot of, they're very much heavy into the Space Force as well. Let's pull some cards out for Johnny. It's something that would be hard work, Johnny. It depends if you want to do it on small scale or big scale. But I would recommend definitely, I think it would be good for you to be out. There you are as your crofter. Was Jesus a crofter? He was, wasn't he? But I just feel you being out on land would be something that would make you very happy. You could also like have a small holding or do something, grow vegetables, get into stuff like that. Depends what kind of farming you were thinking of. It's a hard life, but it's a good life. He was a carpenter. What am I like? I thought he was a crofter. I must be thinking of something else. Or a shepherd. Until I never went to Bible school, but yeah. Well, I did, but I didn't take much notice. Oh, it went up so quick there. Anon, except don't have mirrors shown on your bed. It's what I've heard. Oh, yes, that's another one. It causes affairs. Well, it hasn't done that to me. More people in bed, so to speak. I've got glass wardrobes in the face onto my bed. Huge glass wardrobes. And there's nothing sexual going on in my bedroom, that's for sure. Who's on the run? Carpenter. It's not like farming would be. It feels like it should be part of my life. Yeah, but you could find something to compensate that, Johnny. Something like, even if you just had a few chickens or got into selling eggs or whatever, do you know what I mean? Something I would definitely look into. So I'm going to pull one more card out for the collective for you all for this week. It's about that we all need to look into each other. We'll all need to look in within ourselves. right? And that's where we'll find our bliss, by looking in. And as you start looking within and concentrating on our own lives, that's when you watch everything starting to unravel. And if you think about it, it has been unraveling. It's been quite explosive this year so far. There's still a lot of nasty stuff happening and a lot of stuff to be exposed. I'm getting Big Ben when I look at that. So I think there's a lot of stuff to come out around London area. All right. In fact, I want to say that London, everything what's going to come out to do with stuff from the past, to do with old cases, London's going to play a big key. And as I want to say that, I'm getting Julian Assange. Old cases to come out from the past. Old cases. Can I have some more tip, like closing the toilet lid? Any else? Wild Q, 77 Wild Q in YouTube. Will my son's therapy that he is starting be successful? And how many years will it take, please? One more card, and then I'm going to do some remote viewing. Just have a little quick scan for you. Oh, he's so safe. He's got stability there for the first time ever. The 5 of Swords, the 3 of Swords. Have they said that he just needs a few more months? Is this therapy to do with these nerves? Could that be to do with his nerves? Maybe a few more months to a year, if that. That's what I'm being shown. Not even a year. Within a year, things will get a lot better for him. Rhonda, my daughter believes she had a miscarriage, but the test said no. I'm very confused. I'm very concerned for her because I was never seen her like this. I just want to know if she really had a miscarriage. I'm going to continue to help her either way. Did her daughter have a miscarriage? Oh my God, I'd love to answer you all. Yes, there was a little bean in there. There was a little bean. It was very, very early. She did have a miscarriage. Yes. And it was very early. Sometimes the tests don't show it up straight away. Well, put it this way, right? I'll let you into something, right? I found out I was pregnant with Adam when I was 5 months pregnant. 5 months. I did not know I was pregnant. And I was running tests because I was feeling off and they were coming up negative. The tests were coming up negative. I had a hard stomach. I felt ill and I still didn't feel pregnant. But I was testing it because I had some of the symptoms, but not all of the symptoms. Do you know what I mean? But the tests were saying negative. I was having periods and the tests were saying negative. And then when it all came out that I was pregnant, I was 5 months pregnant. So it just goes to show the tests don't always pick it up. So I do believe that your daughter did have a very early miscarriage. And then as soon as I found out I was pregnant, my stomach just shot out. It's a strange thing, you know what I mean? It's a strange thing. I couldn't have hidden it with Luke. I was like so huge, you know. I was like Nanny from Count Duckula. I had fat from chin downwards. I was big and square like a big farmer's wife. You know, I was huge. But he was a big baby. He was a big baby, you know. So there you go. So no pregnancy is the same, but I do believe that your daughter did lose a very early miscarriage. I hope that helps there, Amy, and try not to worry. Okay. My antique mirror faces the door, but it's so beautiful. So what you do is you just put like a little, you could put like a little, hang a little thing in front or something like that, you know, like a little crystal. Or you could hang a little crystal of the antique mirror and it'll be fine. It'll just stop the bad chi. Right, so I'm going to dim the lights. And it's just going to be 15 minutes of it. And then reminders on afterwards that I've got to go and put the lead in the garden for the builders tomorrow. Okay. Right, so the UFO hearings, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my sunglasses down. And I'm going to, I never get anything more, was there? I'll be doing a big update on Sunday night to see if there's anything else. Something's just about to kick off. It's just like that calm before the storm. So what we need to do is we just need to keep grounded and just observe. This is so strange. Before I go into this, there's going to be another singer to leave, okay, but I'm getting like a type of like a rap type of music, and I'm getting a black lady. I don't know what I'm getting here, or something to do with it in the USA or something like that. So there's some big news to come out there with somebody. Let's hope I'm wrong on that, but I just think that there's a couple of big stars to leave this planet very, very soon. But God bless anybody who's been going through grief. And like I said, it's just troubled times that we're living in. But we're on the edge of so much. We're on the edge of science meeting religion. Okay. It's about science meeting religion. And they can only cover it up for so long. Explosive, I'm going to end this with the will prediction tonight. Explosive news to come out with Donald Trump no later than September, October. And also to do with Putin, Zelensky, all of that, everything what's going on over Ukraine and Russia. There's going to be a lot of explosive things to come out into the fall, and it's around about the time of the eclipse, and I'm going to leave that one with you. All right. You will get a looking glass very soon. Right. So if anybody doesn't know what remote viewing is, it just means it's sort of like psychic spy. It's just going in, but I'm going to go in raw and I'm going to go and see what's going on. I did some on Sunday night. I did it on Twitch and I went into the moon. This is what I look like, a fly, so take no notice. Okay. Right. And it's always good when I do the remote viewing at night time, because that's when everything's quiet. May peace be with you all. Okay. These are going to be like undisclosed places that I'm going to be looking at. It's just visions, okay? See what I can see. Right, it's like I'm sitting in the crowd in the UFO hearings. And it's all very busy. Recognising some people. Just the recent ones. But I'm getting like a weird energy. Like I'm sort of like that goldfish in the bowl. And I'm walking around and I'm inspecting people. And there's some people there, what people don't know who are there in some of these hearings. I don't know why I'm getting like a Secret Service feeling. But are they Secret Service? There's a man, and I'm sort of seeing him, and he's got like some device in his pocket, and they're like spies. They're like spies which are sitting in on some of these hearings. If anybody doesn't know what I'm going on about, it's the UFO hearings taking place in the US at the moment. Why are they listening? So he's got like this electronic device in his pocket, and there's all sorts of spies there. What's the spy? There's some Russian spies there. There is some MI6 people there, CIA people there. But there's also this guy, and as I get him, he's quite a well-made man. He's not human. He's not human. So it's as if that they have people there who are listening in about what's being said, so they can pass back the information. Right, I'm going way off, I'm coming out, I'm zooming out, I'm flying through a corridor backwards. Oh, this is weird. It's like I've got A to I and I've got Jed, they're pushing us back through this corridor, military. Right, ooh, like spotlight, room, man getting questioned. I don't know why I'm saying Obama and he's being questioned under a spotlight. It's really weird, this. The room is white. It's like, no, it's grey. Glass behind glass. They're asking him questions. That's strange. Is this in real time, Jed? Past. Right, so there's certain people within military know what's going on. Okay, I've got an interference here in a minute. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. Interception. Technology that we do not understand. A to I, come on in. Okay, so we are all under surveillance. This is what I'm being shown. The whole world, it's like Big Brother, and technology that we do not understand. Because we are shifting into this new future world. So we are going to start to see a lot of sightings in the sky and stuff like that. Why are they asking him something? They're getting him to sign something. They're giving us distraction. I'm going onto the paper. It's something about American law, old law. Congress. old-fashioned scrolling writing on this paperwork. It's old law or something. It's something to come out about old law. Boats overseas, operations going on as we speak, quickly moving children onto a ship. Right, I'm going on. This is really weird, this distorted visions I'm seeing. Now I'm going to Air Force One, and I'm on like it looks like where the planes land, runway, and it's windy, and Trump's getting off Air Force One and his hair's blowing. Why am I getting this? Everything's been a distraction. I'm getting like a distraction. Okay. So is this not going on? Is this... Yes, it's going on. It's two wars, it's two tribes together, it's the battle of getting it all to come out to do with the UFO stuff. But at the same time, it's a major distraction to something else what's going on. Big news coming out to do with around Macron. An incident around France. And an incident to do with Russia and Ukraine. There's a lot of distractions to come out. I've talked about this before. Right, so I'm going back onto that. Runway 2024. And I'm hearing the music like the last post. It's so funny. It's so funny because I'm seeing Pete Buddha's, is it Buddha head? I don't know if I'm getting Pete Buddha head. Is it something like that? Budapest or something like that. I see him there. In the audience, Michelle Obama, she's got a hat on. Oh no, oh no, oh no. They're all in black. They're all in black. And there's a coffin. There's going to be somebody leaving. Going in. Pulling out. They're pulling us backwards tonight. Something about the past is going to come back. Right, I'm standing in a big hangar. And it is actually there. And I'm standing, and there's this great big hovering aircraft, UFO, and it's hovering, and it's in a hangar. And it's there extraterrestrial UFO stuff that they have. They've been testing it out. It's got like a blue lightish light radiating off it. It's huge. It's in this big, huge hangar. It's cold. Where are we? Where are we? Because it's really, really cold. Mount somewhere. They're saying Mount somewhere. Right, I'm going in through glass doors. It's like there's lots of personnel standing in this great big, huge. It's bigger than a hangar. It's sort of steel. It's very cold, very windy. But it's the air's coming from this machine. And there's personnel walking around, and they've got like sort of greyish overalls on. And to the left of us, I'm looking, and there's like a great big sort of glass screen, glass doors going through. There's military. I'm hearing American accent, French accents. Where are we? The main hub? The main hub of Antarctica. Go in the main hub. But this it connects to somewhere called Mount somewhere, which is also somewhere in the US. And I've been into something similar, which has been in a Russian base as well. Right, next location. I'm in China. And this Chinese military, secret military. Is it China? They look Chinese. And they're testing something as well. And theirs is they have different shapes there. They have the triangular ones. These are cutting edge ones. They come in and out. They are not like the stealths at all, but they're sort of like that shape, but that shape, and something comes in and out of them. New far advanced craft. They can cloak, but they're far more advanced than the stealths. Right. I'm standing. I'm now being pushed up off Earth, and I'm going back onto the moon base. And I've seen these structures. This time I'm not remote. I'm not just remote viewing. I feel like I'm half there, and I'm walking on the moon. I'm walking on the moon, and the structures are bizarre. Of the craft, the transport craft. Everything is run on a system, and they come in and out of tunnels. They go in and out, loop in and out. A bit like a roller coaster, but it's not a roller coaster. They loop in and out. And on the tracks, it looks like it's got giant teeth-like structures to hold these crafts on, and they can move very, very fast. And when they're going in through the mountains are opening to let them go through. This time I'm going through, and it's I can't even say that they're states or they are countries or districts, sections, and they all have letters. And it's fully operating up there. They have this great big tower there. It is huge. They've also got them on Mars as well. And it's the main hub. It connects to everything on Earth. It can shut it down. It can make things good for it. It's an energy, artificial intelligence, AI, but it's more far advanced than that. It's a being. It's not a physical being. It can actually, as I'm speaking, it knows that I am actually remote viewing it. But it's actually like placed into the tower. It's a consciousness into a structure. They have managed to do this, and they put this into weaponry as well. I've got E2I coming in here. If anybody doesn't know who E2I is, he escaped a program, a secret military program where they were forcing these beings into weaponry, and he escaped. He's a ball of light. So imagine that on a huge scale. But this is just one being. This is not lots of little beings. It's one huge being. It's like a big brain. I can't explain it. It's an artificial brain of a being. It doesn't have a structure. And they have put this into this tower. And this tower is reading us. Reading and scanning the world. It's like it's an extraterrestrial, but it's something on a different level. But they've put it in with AI. I'm going to go into it. So when you walk into it, there's people going in and out of it, and it's fully operational. I'm going to clock myself now, guys. It's futuristic city. Welcome to the future world. People are walking around. It's a huge tall structure. I've been here before. It's all glass. It's like a futuristic. It's all glass, big tower, like a tower, like a skyscraper. As I come into it, it's a big high. It's fluid-like substance, glass. If you touch it, but not if you step back. It can change this material. We're going in, there's lots of personal people outside there are going about their business, they're going to work. Tall, a bit taller than us. This is the central hub. This is the central hub. I'm going into like, it looks like an elevator, but it's not. It's far more advanced elevator. They're coming out. We're coming out onto the top level. The people have got like, looks like space suits on, like all-in-one suits. There's a man, I'm following him. He looks he's got his hair slicked back. He looks like a young Elvis. You know Elvis before he dyed his hair? He looks like that. But it's not Elvis, but he's got that sort of look, so I'm following him. But his forehead's a little bit higher. This is the elders. This is the elders of the moon base. They are extraterrestrials, right? They are communicating with me now. You shouldn't be looking in here when we want to know what's going on. We come with peace. Everything's about agriculture. They now know that we have passed the test. They do not want their land harmed. Well, how could we harm your land? We can't get onto your land. There is certain practices that he cannot speak. But there is some huge trade situation going on. Whatever's going on Earth is going on the moon. Not in a bad way, but it's the protectiveness. There is communities of people up there. They do not want it invaded by man of Earth. But they are hoping into the future that through clever communication skills, which is taking place now with military, by the way, they are using remote viewers. They are also using secret soldiers to communicate. Negotiations are being made. He cannot say so too much. So the moon is acting as that tower is scanning Earth, but it is also scanning other planets within our Goldilocks, within our zone. It's far advanced technology that they want to also bring to Earth, and it will lift us. This is the plan. And you've got the fight on to who owns this, and the elders on Earth do not want the bad people of Earth to get a hold of this technology, because it could imprison humanity. It has to be structured right. It's quantum. Plasma quantum. And it's part of Space Force. Everything's on an ecosystem over there. Everything's, there's no oil, it's oil. They have taken it in the past from there. Diamonds was a massive mining thing they were doing in gold, diamonds. And also something lithium, something they put within the batteries. So you're saying that this tower is scanning Earth, and they want to bring, they already have the hubs. they have the hubs on Earth, he's saying. And the next step is to connect the hubs to their hubs. Where are these hubs? Antarctica, Pennsylvania, Greenland, London, New York. They have them hidden. He's taking us out. Come with me. I'm walking down this corridor. It looks very clinical. It's a city connected underground from this tower. You can take it looks like it's going down, like it's sloping down. Different sections coming off. In the main bit, it's huge at this tower, and then you can go off to the edge and you can go down into different cities. It's taking us in. Looks like a lab. There's a baby in a glass tube, big tube. Okay. Is this baby a clone? Yeah, but not in a bad way. They can grow children for parents what need children. Are you growing clones? Are you growing clones on the moon? Not in a bad way. But he's saying that they are growing them in a bad way on Earth. So where the technology is, you've got the good, the good could be used for the good, it can be used for the bad. But that baby, does it have a mother? Yes. The parents choose what they want from the child, and they be happy like the people of Earth. They prepare the nurseries, they get ready and excited for the new baby to come in. Okay, why can't the women there carry? It's not that we cannot carry. It is an experiment that we did to eliminate disease, and then we decided that we have gone far advanced, and we've got to understand we are more far advanced into the future than yous are. And we cannot say too much to blow your mind, but there is some off the moon that do still give birth. So are you saying that there is other extraterrestrials don't carry? We have past all of this. We have found the God's key. So we choose a child. We grow that child. We nurture that child. But then that child can also be somewhere else at the same time as here. It is not done in a bad way. There is some of you who are from the future who are operating yourselves in the past. There is no such thing as time. So you could be operating yourself from the future like we are. Parallels. So the spirit is bigger than the body. The spirit can be in one place at the two times. We have mastered that. We have mastered that. We have that code. The worry is that there is individuals on your planet who are also mastered this, and they are not doing this the right, correct way. So one of yous who could be listening to this right now could be into our future with a code operating with you, giving you downloads onto Earth. And yes, you are real. You have to be real to live on Earth, into a physical body. But thought is not what you think. This is why they manipulated your thoughts. They manipulated your thoughts and kept you in that structure. So when you get that download, your higher self could be somewhere else out here into the future, giving you that download with a technology, a chip, a technology. What I am saying to you is, yous are the boots on the ground. You're the hybrids. You are the boots on the ground. There is no such thing as past or future. We are all operating at the same time. The veil is thin. Will this stuff be stopped? Will this stuff be stopped on Earth? Will they accomplish what they want to do to enslave humanity? We have great faith that this will not happen. But there is many disruptions to come. So what you're seeing is that some of us are in the future, operating with a device, giving us downloads here. Yes. So where does God come in on this? So you're saying that we are not just from evolution, we are far more than that. You are the experiment that has grown out. You are now ready to graduate. You look so human because we are human. We are all Homo sapiens from different planets throughout the galaxy. We all look the same, or maybe fatter, thinner, different coloured hair, different coloured skin, but we are all the same. How do we stop these dark individuals which are doing this on this planet? Only time will tell. There is many boots on the ground. You are powerful. You have the key. We will give you the downloads. So where does God come in on all of this? God the Creator created us all. We are no different than you. To have this technology, to have this knowledge, does not make us any wiser than you. What we are saying to you is, you are the ones that we watch. You are the ones that we are scanning and watching and hoping. But we have perfected it here. And yes, there has been certain individuals who have come in from your worlds who have tried to disrupt this. But they will not win. We have many elders who gather meetings to the lights that we see in the telescopes in the skies, on the moon. Is your structures moving around? Yes. What's your homes like? I will bring you back into a next transmission. Sleep well, my dear. You all have the key. How long do you keep the babies for in the test tubes? We grow them in a shorter space of time than what you do with gestation. The mother carries her child on earth. We live a lot longer. We have mastered there is no cancers, there is no disease. We are the time travelers. We are here from your future. We have been through our ancestors have been through what you went through, which are going through now. Come back, my dear. I will be waiting. Goodbye. What's your name? My name is Piley. Thank you, Piley. I must go back to duty. Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm being pushed back now. Are you there? Piley. Did you like that? Interesting. We'll go back. Communications on the moon. I'll do podcasts on it. We need to go back. Well, I never thought I'd be on this long tonight, guys. You can't plan it. It just comes in. One of the members of the Edel passed. Oh, what's going on, guys? God bless. I'm off. I need to go and put something in my garden. And God bless everybody. And may the force be with you all, guys. They are panicking. And remember, it's all about money. It's all about greed. God, the Creator, didn't just create us. I'm going to leave that one with you for tonight. Through eons and eons, there's been other civilizations who have gone through fighting off this darkness, and they have won. Sometimes knowledge can be scary. God, the Creator, created many. Our Father's house has many mansions. Our Father's house has many galaxies. God bless, guys. Until the next time. We will win. We are winning. We will be victorious because we are the superheroes of Earth. That's what he said. And if you've missed it, you can always go back and watch it again. I'm off to make a hot chocolate and do this editing on YouTube, and then I need to put my wire thing in the garden. It's a long story. I've got to put some stuff in the garden, and then I'm off to bed. But I'll see you again soon, guys. And take care wherever you're all around the world. This is your Psychic LJ.